here's the human brain. It's useful for thinking about lots of different kinds of things. When we want to talk about different parts of the brain that are useful for thinking, we sometimes refer to the different lobes by different names. Today we're going to kind of focus on the frontal lobe, right here. This part of the brain. It's kind of a little darker right here, the frontal lobe. And then, over on this scan, where all the light-up sections are, they're kind of in the frontal lobe. Majority of them are. Here you're kind of pushing to the middle lobe, but that's okay. Mostly, we really want to focus on the light-up parts in the middle of the frontal lobe. And then here we have a top view, or a horizontal slice of the brain. It shows a small light-up bit there, which is more referring to this section of the brain. And here's the frontal lobe, and this is the part of the brain that processes emotional activity and that reruns the cognitive control centers of the brain. So these sections right here, that's what's running all the controls. And then these parts of the brain are what is being affected by, or what helps you process violent or non-violent video games. And yeah, so we're gonna see how your brain reacts and how then your body processes it, and the behaviors that are present after your brain has to process all the violent video games or non-violent video games. Okay, so in a study done by Dr. Gentile for a national study in psychological science, they surveyed how many times video games were played. And this survey had to do from ages 8 to 18, and it really shows how many times they played the video games per week. Okay, let's go grab this graph real quick, and as we look at it, we can really see what's happening here. So this is the frequency of what video games are played per week, and broken up into different age groups. And you can see here, playing once a day, 15 to 18-year-olds aren't playing much, but the 18 to 14-year-olds kind of are. And as the time per week and per month lessen, the age groups go up, and that's normally due to normal high school schedules. You don't have as much time anymore. You don't have enough free time. And so you tend to not do video games or participate in as many hours or as many times a week. Okay. Yes. And so now we're going to look at a little bit the positive elements of gaming. So even though your time spent drops off during high school, you still retain a lot of the positive aspects. So science has shown that video game players tend to have a high reaction level, right? So, for example, let's grab these two right here. A couple of you will know what that is. Yeah, so this is a gun from Halo, and so what's this one? So imagine that you're carrying your Magnum around, right? So that's the pistol, and you walk right past one of these. If you don't have the reaction time of a gamer or of a better gamer, you're going to miss it, and so you're going to struggle through the entire game with this gun, missing this gun, right? And so in order to be a good gamer, in order to continue progressing in skill for the game, you almost are made to develop this high reaction tendencies. Okay, and so yeah, overall, gamers as a whole perform far better than non-gamers in any activities that require quick reactions, right? So you may realize that although you're not good at normal sports, dodgeball may be your thing if you are a gamer. So here we go. Violent video games as a whole kind of have this negative light, right? So here you got COD. People are like, hey, it glorifies violence, which it does. It's a game about war. It shows it, and well, but others may use it for an excuse. Hey, I like it. I have fun in it. It's a healthy way to I want to fight. I want to be active, and here's why I'm going to do it. So yeah, and overall, if you're going to engage in it, that's up to you. It's your choice to do it. But as far as science goes, I want to show what research shows and what science shows about how it affects your brain. And so we're going to go back to Dr. Gentile and some of his research. And so the first test they did was showing desensitization, right? In a test here, a survey. So how the survey works is they question people, right? And so here's how it works. You're going to have two theaters, two different sets of people in each theater. One's going to watch here, like a non-violent movie. I had an example of Jungle Book, right? Great movie. Not violent, really fun, stuff like that. And then over here, they'll be watching a movie, a violent movie. I chose The Patriot here as an example. And so they're sitting here watching their movies, and after the movie that gets done, they start to exit the theater, and this granny falls over. Okay, funny meme. But so she falls over, and they want to time the reaction of people sitting in the theater, how quickly they go to help the lady that fell over. And so the people doing it, there are the people as they react. Here's the graph for this. Yeah. So people before the movie, before they even go in, the people are going to go see the non-violent movie, and then after they see the non-violent movie, their reaction isn't too much a change. They might react maybe half a second quicker, right? They might be a little bored with the movie, they're well awake, maybe they're tired, I don't know. Okay? But interesting enough, people before they go into a violent movie are going to react about the same as the people going into the non-violent movie. But afterward, the reaction time is almost, I don't know, a second and a half, almost 2 seconds slower. And although it doesn't seem like a lot, the little time in emergency can really make a big difference. So little tests like that show that violent video games or movies may not be the prime choice for all of your media intake. And a second little idea or little behavior thing. So this is an anger level test, I guess. How violent a person gets based on a particular action. So if someone is rude to them or someone is mean to them, what are they going to reciprocate back? And so here, this is a normal person level, right? And so if someone yells at you, you might yell back at them, right? But as far as a video game happens, right? So you've played video games a bunch, and before you used to be at this level, and after playing video games, a lot of times it shows that you're actually going to push up 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3. That means you might be threatening violence because you're used to it. You're desensitized to it. Violence doesn't seem such a big issue to you now that you've played it. Now, this isn't true for everyone, but it is a possibility. And so maybe you're a super nice guy normally, and you're really, really respectful and stuff. Even after playing video games, now you're going to start yelling at people more. So watching yourself for what video games are doing to you, and making sure you don't let the video games themselves change you or do anything like that. And overall, it's up to you. Whether you're going to play it or not play it, it's all up to you. But besides keeping in mind the science, we can also keep in mind this Bioverse. So this is from Philippians 4:8, and it's, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. And so, yeah. So if your video game isn't lovely, which COD isn't, although COD, sometimes you can feel admirable because you're winning the day for the good guys, but overall, maybe it doesn't fit in with all of these. It might be noble, it might be true, but is it really praiseworthy? Is it lovely? Are you accomplishing all the things that that the Bible wants us to accomplish when if we're focusing on it? Yeah. If you're thinking and doing these things, make sure they fall under these categories.